Howdy everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hope y'all doing alright. Today we're going to be working on some portraits. We need to do the old hermit. Let's see. We want to start it here. Need to do the old hermit and the village elder, which we talked about before. So this here is the village elder. And there's some changes with him, which I'll have to go over in a little bit. And this guy right here. He's going to be a lot of fun, especially with the dirt squirrel. William wants me to do work manually. I hope you're having mighty fine Tuesday. My Tuesday's pretty good. It ain't too bad. Yeah, nothing to complain about. So I'm excited about the day because I really like the old hermit here. And we're going to save him for the second one because a bit rusty. I haven't done portraits in a while. Or with the portraits are used during conversation. But speaking of which, I've been working a lot on the cutscene stuff lately. A lot of back end stuff, not a lot of stuff to show, but let's see. I have been working on the cave stuff as well. Mostly what this has been doing is the cave stuff, trying to add a bit of depth, make it look a little overgrown. Still working on that, so ignore all that. Doing some mossy textures and stuff, good stuff. But if we restart this, when talking to the characters, the primary use is during dialogue. So if I was to start a new game here, probably should just run through the enemies. I think I've got it disabled to where they don't target me. Yeah, we'll just run by them then. Good old debugs. But yeah, when you do all this introduction stuff, get the combat out of the way and introduced, you'll come here, which is hard to get on. I've got to figure out, like, she's for some reason fighting them too early. But that's the kind of stuff I've been fixing here lately. Let's see. But yeah, right here, you can see we have dialogue. We have, yeah, that's what that's for. I love the mouse. Mouse we're working on it. I have had such a hard time trying to get mouse, but yeah. So we'll go ahead and get started. Like I said, not a whole lot done. It's a lot of back-end stuff, fixing issues, and the biggest issue I've been having is, like, there's a part where you transition to a cave and then you can come back as part of the demo gameplay, and getting all that to work smoothly has been a nightmare. But I'm starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel because I was actually able to play through the entire demo and then come back towards the end. I'm still missing the final cutscene, but once I get that in place, the demo just needs polished and extra content and all that fun stuff, and we're good to go. So very exciting stuff. All the little grass and flower bits really help break up the ground. Yeah, that's something I've been working on as well, and I'm going to be adding more. So if we load that back up, you can see a lot sort of oriented toward the beginning because it's what we see the most. It's what I like to focus on. And especially if we look, there's one area that I really, really like that I'm going to try to do more of. Like this area right here, ignoring all the blank space here. Because I stopped working right here, you can tell. I really like how this looks, so I'm going to be adding a lot more of this kind of thing just to really make things look pretty. But I really like this area up in here and up in here. Been working on that water. Water's a bit crooked. Trying to figure that one out. So I'll get about as crooked as I've ever seen a tile set, to be honest, but we'll figure it out. But first, for today, we're going to be working on portraits. So this woman specifically, we're going to start with this guy first, though, because he's a bit of a... He's more of a fan favorite. He's more important to the story, but he's going to be fun. So I'm going to save him for later. I'm going to pull him up and down as a reference. Okay. And then we'll get started. Nice pixel art, well, thank you. There. Why is the water crooked at all? It's just like I drew the water, and I was like, all right, let's test it out, and it was all crooked, and I threw my hands up and said, I'm done for the day, and I haven't touched it since. I haven't seen this character yet. We did him on a stream. He is, that's one of the fun things about portraits is like we get to talk about these characters and get to know them a little better, which is going to be especially fun for the next one. But he is a bit of a village elder. Originally, he's changed a little bit since the last stream, which I'll have to go over. He's cool. He's like a hatless Gandalf. Originally, he had his hood up, and then after the stream, I was like, that looks silly. Doesn't really look as nice, so we took it back down. Might lengthen his hair out a bit as well. So that's what we're going to focus on today. It's sort of cementing his look a little bit more. But he's a bit of a village elder. He was going to be a bit of a hermit. I had him off to the side for story reasons, but I don't need that anymore. So I'm going to be changing the way he works in the game. He's more of like a mayor kind of, like he oversees the village. Very scholarly, very powerful. Yeah. So that's it. Now when I first designed him, I was going for sort of Saint Nicholas kind of look, like just sort of visually, like that's what he reminded me of. And so we're going to try and capture that some more today. Very happy, very jolly. Obviously not Saint Nicholas, but just very kind of inspired by it. All right. So, like I said, I'm a bit rusty with portraits. We're going to start out with a silhouette. I want to get some references right quick. I pulled up a few, but I didn't find any that I liked. On Christmas, he wears red hat and gives each town one wish. No. Like I said, he's just visually sort of reminds me of St. Nicholas. Beyond that, that's about the only inspiration we're taking from that. Is he going to have some spectacles, like those tiny ones? No, the only person that's going to have spectacles will be the cheese baron. He's the only one that's going to have glasses or spectacles or anything. More than likely. A big red wine nose. Like I said, I tried to give a little bit of a jelly nose looking thing. Now he's more of a like I said, he's more scholarly, a bit of like more of an archmage maybe, like sort of like this guy, but a little fluffier. And he's also really big. Like I think we said something about him being a giant or something, like half giant or something like that. Not something we have to be, but like something like that. I'm from the Netherlands. We celebrate Saint Nicholas or Saint Sinterklaas in Dutch. I've heard a bit about that. I don't know a lot about it, but isn't it a bit of an interesting thing between the Netherlands and Saint Nick? Not sure. So yeah, imagine people like these, but a bit more floofy. He's a very big man. This one's really good, actually. He's more of a battle type person. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to find maybe one more. Will he be chubby? He's a bit big, yeah. Not so much this, but like the face maybe kind of. And that might be what we need. Sinterklaas sidekick is controversial. Yeah, he's the one with the whips and stuff, right? he's an interesting one. All right, so like I said, I want to lengthen this guy's hair a bit. We're gonna pull him up a bit, maybe touch his sprite up ever so slightly. Controversial is a funny way to put it. I didn't know that it was really that controversial. Like, I know he's a bit interesting, but I didn't know it's controversial. I'm gonna do these on a separate layer, just so I can always revert or anything. But I think I want to kind of lengthen his hair a bit. His beard's also a bit. Maybe we'll give him a bit more beard as well. Can you add a picture of Sinterklaas next to the other examples just so the Dutch viewers have a really good time? I'll tell you what. I will look up a photo of Sinterklaas, sure. What if we give him a little sidekick? Let's see. Sinterklaas. Oh, wait, no. He's the... I was thinking of the other one. I can see how that one would be more controversial, yes. No, we're not going to do that. Not seeing many photos of him, actually, which is interesting. It's a bunch of doodles. It would be funny if he attacked with a little golden gavel. Why golden gavel? Or is that part of the Chris Sinterklaas thing? Like I said, it's just... The only thing I'm taking from the Sinterklaas thing is just the jolly old man. Like, that's as far as that goes. I'm not want to get too deep with it. But yeah, something like that. Now, another thing we said, like, we had him like he was gonna be more secluded, off in the forest a bit, and we was gonna have it to where like he was more of a teacher for Selena, like he was trying to show Selena how to do magic. So that's something we can think about as well. And the longer hair looks good. Yeah, I like it a lot better. I wasn't really happy with how he looked. Everything just looked a little too round. But I think that makes a big difference. Is there anything else I want to give him? I feel like his head is missing something, though. Could be he's missing a top hat. No, I'm joking, obviously, but... Maybe. I mean, we're not going to give him we're not going to give him a hat. I just think it's funny, but we are going to cut it off for another thing. Just to have, to remind us of the good times. A purple bow. That is interesting. I would like to incorporate more purple. Which, by the way, I need to load the default sprite. I've sort of tweaked this up a little bit. Alright. Do we still have his colors here? Okay, so it seems we removed that one. Let's replace this one with that. Yeah, a little brighter. Oh, oops. A backwards cap and a skateboard? No, that's terrible. A tiny little wizard hat? No, a big one? Okay. We can try... I would say let's try a big one. Like a big floppy one. Oh, hold on. I'll do this on different sprite. Nope. I'll get it eventually. Okay, so I'm thinking just a big... I might have to get more room here. Let's go 96 by 64. Bring it down there. Oops. There. And then we'll fill the rest of that. Oh, come on now. There we go. And that'll give us more room to play around with. Now, like I said, we don't want to spend too much time because I do want to get his portrait sort of at least concepted out. So I don't want to spend too much on this. but we'll sort of look at what a hat like this might look like, and then we'll worry about it in the actual portrait. Might be too much of an arch. Okay, just sketching this out really quickly. I think it looks all right. I'm going to add a bit of shadow to it. Very stereotypical wizard, maybe. We also need to sort of figure out who he is as a character. Yeah, let's merge that down so it's not a pain. And some of the blues you got for his coat, yeah. We'll worry about more of that once we get into the actual portrait. I'm just trying to figure out the shape and see if it looks good. I'm thinking it looks alright. Unless anybody has an alternative, maybe a different kind of wizard hat. But it's not as important for the silhouette, for the portrait, because I'm probably going to draw him without the hat first. I find it's easier to draw the base first and then layer the stuff onto it. But still, get an idea. It won't hurt. I like the hat, purple hat, A1. There you go. I like how it falls. Nice. Yeah, I wanted it to be a little floppy. Okay, so that's what we're going to try to get. Now, how many time? I don't know what let's talk about. Something I didn't get in this references here is a jolly old man portrait. So far, my portraits have been the same. I want to try to break out of that a bit. I'll show you what I mean. Here. Characters and then portraits. You can see like this is the most interesting one, and this one from the front facing thing. But everything else is very... Oh, that's terrible. Ignore that. That was terrible. So yeah, I want to try to get a more interesting facial profile portrait thing. Did you... Oh, gotta quit reading that button. Did you see the animated movie Klaus? Is that the... No, not the animated one. I don't think I have. Now, he's, like I said, very jolly old man. Oof. I don't see anything. We're going to wing it then. Yes, create a game with a portrait style, but with portals instead of... This is not a public game. Do the up left pose. Now, it's interesting because he is supposed to be a big guy. Like, if we pull in... Like, to everybody else, he's pretty big. If he's looking up... he's pretty much going to be looking down on everyone. So looking up might be weird. I don't want him looking down, though. That might look too sad or too arrogant. Interesting. We could try an upward pose. Maybe bit of a backwards tilt as well. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. Okay. So we'll start with a silhouette. And so I'm thinking he takes care of Derp Squirrel? No. Well, I mean, there would have to be a good reason for it. Because keep in mind that, like, the Derp Squirrel mostly plays into the old man here. And with the Derp Squirrels, he rants about the squirrels a lot. And the idea is that nobody knows if he's just a ranting and raving old man or if it's actual squirrels being squirrels. And the Derp Squirrel is not an individual squirrel. Like, it didn't start out. It could be. The idea behind the Derp Squirrels is like whenever he starts ranting and raving about him, he'd be like, He like maybe there's a dirt squirrel over here. He goes, look at that squirrel over there, and then he turns back to you, and then the squirrels turn derpy, this sort of whenever he's not looking kind of thing. And then I think we made a joke that maybe one squirrel is always derpy, and so we'll have to see how that goes. But that's the original idea behind the dirt squirrels, is that it was the squirrels being silly whenever they get pointed out by the old man. So now I have been working a bit on portraits. I've been sketching in portraits and stuff like that. Like I went and bought a new tablet that's got a screen on it, and I've been using it to try and do some more high HD art, just in case I wanted to do it for the any of the promotional art stuff. And so I've been practicing portraits a little bit, more of a sketchy way of doing it. Which is a little bit different. Like whenever I do the sketches that way, I would start with a circle. Now this would like be more of a. Oh, let's try that. Let's tell you what. I have a little more experience that way. We'll get rid of that. Let's start here. Did I just delete my black color? Jeez. Okay. So we're gonna get rid of that. Maybe try a little more sketchy thing. So like, I'd start out with a circle. And then we'd try to figure out the way the head was going. And we said, want it to paint face up a little bit. I don't want it to be too dramatic. And then you could plot out the cheek here. Okay. And then we'll get the neck in. Kudos on you if you make any art with a mouse. No, I'm not making with a mouse. I'm making with a tablet. But new tablet. No, still making my mouth. Jeez. Yeah, kudos if you Truck from our Discord. He makes art with a mouse that blow your mind. Like it's really good stuff, and he makes it with a mouse, and no idea how. Like the stuff that we posted about during the streams, he'll sometimes draw with us, and yeah, it's just crazy stuff that he does. He's even did like a little bit of a title art looking thing. Let's see if I can see it. He drew this right here with a mouse. It's just crazy. Crazy. Alright, so with his face, I'm thinking a big round face probably. Let's go ahead and see about how many people watch the stream. It's actually a bit lower because I haven't done a video in a while. Speaking of which, I'm at a point now. I was going to write a script this morning. I ended up having to run uptown and do some things. So hopefully tonight I can start working on a script. Hair. What am I going to do? Oh, yeah, we already have his hair. I don't think we have it in the palette though. So hopefully we'll get a script here soon. Sub 10, 100 party. All right. A script for a devlog, yes. So hopefully when I get off of here, because I have the cutscene stuff now, like a lot of it's working. No, that's right. A lot of it's working. The transitions are good and everything. Let's get his facial features first. So hopefully we can get that going. Because I really do want to. It's been a really long time since I've done a devlog. Oh, this is... Oh, I want to use a different color. How do you actually go about when making a video? What is the process like? So, typically I'll work on a thing. Yeah, you like those round faces? A little too much. I've been trying to sharpen the facial features a bit, especially with like the female characters, because I prefer sharper features sometimes, depending. And so I've been trying to sharpening them up a bit, but yeah, I do tend to like a bit of a round features too. Let's see. Like a sharper jaw. It's pretty nice. But yeah. Now with the nose. Oh wait, for the process. Let me see. That sounds like the topic for making the video. Not really something I'd be interested in doing. The channel's more of a me working on the game type of thing. I ain't want to. That sounds more like a YouTuber type of thing. But typically my process for videos, I'll work on a thing for a little bit, like the combat features, like a specific combat feature or the level editor or something like that. And then once I'm done and I've done a lot of work, I'll go through and I'll make a list of every cool feature that I think I did that I could talk about. And this is usually my outline. And then from that, I'll write a script, usually about 5 to 7 pages long. I'll go over it and make sure it flows nicely and that it's interesting enough and it's got jokes and stuff like that. And then I record the audio, cut the audio, record the footage, and then cut the footage, and then I smash it together. And then I leave in stuff. I procrastinate certain clips and towards the end, and so I'll do them as I'm editing. So yeah, it's nothing too fancy. But the whole thing usually takes like 2-3 days. It's a very long process. So that's why I've not been doing it in a while. Oh, these guys are terrible. That's why I've not been really doing it in a while, because it's like I haven't been to a point in the demo to where I would be comfortable taking that time to do that. So, but like I said, recently I was able to play through the entire demo with I need to pull up another portrait for reference. This is terrible. So I was able to play through the demo and get to the end. Like I said, I still need the final cutscene. There's a bit, and there's probably going to be a lot of work that goes into that, because I need some animations, and I need this and that, and okay, so I want to copy that eye, because those eyes, I love those eyes right there. He reminds me of Dr. Light from Mega Man, very bubbly and positive. That's the idea. I don't know who Dr. Light is, because I don't play Mega Man, but very, very positive guy. Very, like I said, he's meant to be sort of like a teacher to Selena, so very professor type. No, I don't know about professor, but you know what I mean. Looks very well. I'm working on it, tweaking things, finding things. Like I said, I'm very, very rusty doing these portraits, so I'm gonna copy that though, because that looks good. And then we're gonna get some eyebrows. Now, eyebrows are always tricky. In fact, I have a drawing reference on my Pinterest that might help. It's got some facial expressions. I want to try and incorporate more facial expressions into the portraits, because that usually helps a lot, that kind of thing. So I have a thing pinned that is exaggerated expressions. So we can try to look at that. And look at the eyebrows and how they work. Do we have any really excited, which doesn't look like it? Oh well. See if I have another one. Usually I save them when I come across them. This might help. Okay. So with the really happy ones. That one comes to mind. It's a bit of a... It's always hard to do that one though, because it always looks scared when I do it. But we'll try. We will try. Look up Dr. Light. Alright, we'll take a quick look. I'm seeing a lady for it. Mega Man. Oh yeah, that old man. He looks grumpy in that photo. Okay, this might help. How did you develop your sense of style or character design? I just I practiced it. Yeah, that's just kept doing it, and that's what I eventually came up with. Up until doing this game, I've not been happy with my art style. So it's been just a lot of trial and error trying to figure stuff out. I'm not the greatest at this, but I do the best I can, and so we get there eventually. That is my motto, is I will get there eventually. I tend to have a good eye for things, and so if I push enough pixels around, I can I'm going to copy his eyes, like, word for word. Eventually I get to a thing that I like. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so we're going to copy those eyes. I think the eyebrows we're going to change, though. I can't stop thinking about the nose being a big smile. It was a bit of a small smile, but well, that's just something we might play with. I was watching a Aaron Blaze video at some point, and he was like, leave some space and stuff. Like, so instead of having, like, you might have like a typical smile down here, like, bring it up a bit, make the nose smaller kind of thing. So we might play with that a bit, like give him a more area down here, maybe. Alright. Now we're going to have to pick a different color for that smile. That's a bit creepy. Let's do that. Maybe blue eyes, that might help to create the happy looking character. That's a really good idea, actually. That's a really good idea. We'll try that. Do we have any good blues? We want something a bit more bright than what I have. Maybe this one. Because I like a good, vibrant blue eyes. Okay, that's pretty good. And then, yeah, we have to do the old man here. I was going to give him brown eyebrows, and then I realized that that's probably not the best idea. I'm probably going to lessen that up a little bit more, because it's very wide. He looks like yourself. Everybody always says that when I buy. Like, I'm not drawing myself. Yeah. I don't see how. And plus, he doesn't have hair yet. We're getting to the hair thing. All right. Now with the beard, I might cover up that entire smile that I just worked so hard on. I just now realized that. Good for you, Jim, and don't spam, please. It's not that big. Anyhow. Silly. We're probably going to do this on a new layer, though. So I can just keep that facial structure and sort of as a reference to where we are. That one eyebrow is raised a little higher than the other. It's a bit weird. We'll see where that goes. Now, let me see. What's the hair? Do we do a standard part? We could do just a typical part down the middle. I'm probably going to bring that down a little bit. Chuck is actively fighting to draw. You need to do it, Chuck. Your stuff's so good. Oh man, this hair is looking something. Oof. Let's lay out. Wait, oh. Hold on. I want that. Alright. that, that might be a bit too much chin. Oh, I need to do better hair. That chin, the chin is something. We might have to pull it back a little bit. Maybe pull the maybe pull the mouth down a little bit. Looks like Sephiroth. In what way does he look like Sephiroth? I don't think we're thinking of the same Sephiroth. Oh, come on now. I need you to move that down. Oh, come on now. Nope. Okay, I will just do that. Maybe that 1 pixel's all we need. Sephiroth? Could be. That's the thing with portraits, man. Like, me and portraits, like, until I get it, it's gonna look silly. Like, very silly. I'm curious. I wonder if it's because it's the person. Like, maybe it's an uncanny valley thing. Like, because people are so hard to draw, in my experience. Albert Einstein? No, he's not, like, interestingly enough, when I think of Albert Einstein, maybe it's the memes and stuff, I tend to think of it like a crazier old man. He's not that. He's very, very scholarly. Just a friendly old man. Not too over the top. That's what the next one is going to be. Yeah. Let me try to get some shadow going. Maybe the shadow can help define the hair a bit. Oh, I just drew a lot of that on there. Okay. Portraits are bad to pixel. They're tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd rather draw a portrait, but because I was actually doing pretty good on some of the drawings that I did, and the portrait sketches that I was practicing. I was getting happy with them, but these pixel portraits, they're just extremely difficult to do anything with. All right. Is he going to know some? He's very magical, like a very powerful mage. That's sort of his thing. He's very, very knowledgeable, very powerful. Originally, he was going to offer to teach you magic or stuff like that. I was going to do that, but I don't think we're going to need that. I mean, he might still offer, but yeah. Purple equals magic, yeah. That's why he's got all the purple on him. Might incorporate... I don't know what we'd do other than the hat. Incorporating purple into the portrait. Red equals magic. Red is more of a melee type thing. I mean, it's not as, like, important as the purple equals magic thing. I've been doing some red equals melee, green equals rogue type thing. You can see it in the character stuff. Like the ranger here has more green. The guard, where's he at? He has a bit of green and red. He's got a bit of red in him. He's not really a melee person, but like sort of in that vein. Yeah. It's not as critical as the purple thing, though. Like, we have the Necromancer is purple, the Mage is purple, the Mad Catter is a purple cat. That kind of thing. Yeah, you can always try the Vilmark trick. I'm not sure what that trick is. Why am I imagining him with a flying book pet? We talked about pets. when we did the character stuff. Let's see if we have them still. There. We talked about a couple pets. We had this derpy looking pet here with a big red nose. And then we had, I don't know why we gave him red noses. And then we had this fish in a bubble type thing floating around. And it's very interesting that people keep bringing up pets with him. Because we did talk about, like, and that was a big thing when we was drawing the character for the first time. That was a big topic of discussion with what pets he has. Where's the eye? Oh, look at there. Dark Magen-like. This guy, no. He's a good guy. He's so huggable. What is huggable? I showed a few things there. Not sure exactly which one you're talking about. Oh. When is the next dog vlog? When I can get to it. I was just talking earlier about how I was actually thinking of doing a script. I was going to do it today, but I had to go uptown to do some stuff. So I might do it when I get off stream. Oh, we're going to leave that off. I'm just going to ignore the neck because we don't need it. I'm going to go ahead and throw on the beard. I'm going to throw on this color is going to be tricky. Might have to pull out a third color. Do we have... Let's try this. I have to throw in some darker tones there because we want to pull out the other gray for the other way we do that. Oof. Okay. And we're going to try this one here. Try and get a beard. It's probably going to be mostly this color, but we're just going to throw in a single shade right now. Oops. Sort of figure out where this is going. This looks so goofy. Oh, I imagine this going better than it is. Let's see. Oh, I don't know how I want to do this. I need to look up different beard styles. Try lower, bushier eyebrows. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I tried to raise them up to be more happy, but that didn't work out so well. There. Nice on the face. Okay. I don't know why Sprite's doing this to me today. Okay. That might be a better one. Might just get rid of it and redraw it. It's less of a hassle. Jeez. Maybe bring this down a bit as well. Now I think it might help a little bit more when we get the actual mustache drawing and stuff. Hopefully. It's gonna be tricky though. How kind of mustache do I won't, like we did with Teddy, I think. We sort of made his mustache like part of the expression. Be nice if we could do something like that as here as well. See, he looks less goofy now. Is there a random question? Is there a schedule for the live streams? Because they're really enjoyable. I ended up missing a few. They're every Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No mouth, just a stash? Yeah. I think we'll just get rid of that mouth because that mouth was. I figured we would. I had the mouth there as a reference. Walrus giant mustache. Yeah, I'm thinking we go with a big mustache. I'm gonna look up walrus mustache. Maybe get some references. Look at this guy's mustache. Not one we'll use, but that is an epic mustache. Okay. So yeah, I'm just saying we go all out. Just maybe even bring it down further. What happens if we were to bring it down, though? Derek the Jester would have that mustache. So you can do that stereotypical mustache twirl. That's more of an evil villain type thing. And then I'm gonna give him a bit of a color here as well. Yeah, that's more, when you add that, it looks more like a frown. So I'm gonna have to bring that up a bit. How far can we bring this up? Take it down just a little bit. Looks like there's just enough room for a bit of this mouth to show. How would we do that without looking weird? Because that's... Because I brought the mustache really low. Actually, like the mouth would be like right here. Maybe we have to bring the mustache up a bit more, though. I might have overwent with it. Just put the bottom lip in. Oh, it's gonna be tricky. We'll try it. Maybe just one little line. Looks great. Don't lie to me, Scooter. Oh, it's still... We're getting there. Alright. It's not the worst thing I've ever drawn, but... It's up there. Okay. Let's try and worry about that hat a bit now. Those eyes really sparkle? Yeah, that was the idea. Trying to get them good and going. Maybe we give him a bit more. What did we do with Teddy's? Yeah, we gave Teddy a bit of a... I figure we'd try the same here. Purple eyes to show magic. I feel like that would make, like, it would be, he would be the essence of magic if I was to do something like that. instead of him using magic. So I don't think I want to go that route with it. Oh, we also need to add some shadow under the face. That's usually very important. I'm going to merge this down. So I don't like working in layers. Marrero and Jake. Alright. He looks like Zeus. No, I don't think so. I'm going to add a bit more texture to the hair. Blizzard the Wizard. When we first designed him, we talked about him being a time mage. Now, one thing is, like, we also talked about him being a fortune teller, but, like, I found it so difficult to write a story with a fortune teller. I figured I kind of had a feeling I would. So that got scrapped, for those that remember that part. The ones you would see on Grumpy Cat. What are you talking about? How did you learn to do pixel art? I basically quit game development because I couldn't get in the right art. Mr. Riku, that's a tricky one. I feel you. I was in that same exact boat. Like, one of my biggest project killers for the longest time was the fact that I couldn't do the art. And I'd do all the prototyping and everything else, and then I'd get to the art point, and I'd be like, okay, I need to do some art. Then I'd procrastinate so long until the project died. So that was tough. What I did was a few things I did. Practice being the big one. You'll always hear that, and that's like people always like, oh, don't say practice. Practice really is like the best thing though. Like just keep at it. But also there's some things you can get for help. Like the Pixelogic book, which is linked in the description, was one of the things that really helped click it for me. But one of the things that I will say is, if you're like me, then the practice when you're practicing, it can be discouraging because you're making really bad art. But what I would say is, don't worry about that. Like, it's going to be bad. Just understand that it's bad, and just keep slogging through it. Now, this may not work for everybody, but for me, it was. Like, I just kept slogging through it, kept doing it, practicing, trying to get faster and faster so that I can fail quicker. And that was really what was a big turning point for me. Was when I realized that my art's just going to be really bad if I just make bad art long enough. Eventually I'll start making good art. And I mean, that was like right when I started doing devlogs is when I learned how to do my art. Because I mean, it really was pretty bad up until that point. Like, even the main character was pretty bad in my opinion, though, before I changed him. But you'll always have improvements and stuff and all that. I'll look at the art I'm doing right now like this. I know this is bad. But that's my word of advice. Just do it and try to slog through it. Like I said, it may not work for everyone, but that was what worked for me. Just understanding that you have to slog through it until now. There is bad practicing. You can practice in such a way that you're not learning, and that you really want to avoid. But like, so long as you're taking the time to try and learn tips, I would say that that's not a big concern. Like, and with the tips, like you're gonna look at a lot of people look for tips and stuff, and that can be very overwhelming. And so I tend to, like, I don't put a lot of emphasis onto that kind of tips and stuff when I'm learning anything. just it's more of a keep it in the back of your mind kind of thing, and you'll learn about it as you go along. You'll understand. You'll see places where it works and why it works and that kind of thing. But if you think about all of it and you try to apply it all at one time, it can be very overwhelming. Is the Pixelogic book only digital? I don't know that. I don't know. No, it's not good. Oh no, God, excuse me. No, it's this guy up here. Just because he's an old man with a big beard, though. I don't know. Maybe this guy should be the main guide for you in your Mage Wizard class. That's what I was thinking. Well, he might do something like that. We need to worry about, we need to talk about who he is as a character, because we don't have any sort of development for him or anything. He's the wholesome wizard. Yeah, he's a very jolly wizard. He's a bit of a town elder, like imagine, what is it, Lewis from Stardew Valley? Like he was the, just sort of ran thing kind of person, like the mayor, but this is not a mayor. I call him the village elder. I want this beard to be longer though, more spiky. I'm just gonna go off screen for a bit. The local hobo, no. This is a distinguished old beard. I don't know that I like that lower lip, though. It's kind of creepy. And that's all a cool little whack. Okay. Now let's try. Now we need to sort of think about the hat. Okay. Now hats are annoying to make. I've been drawing the Mad Catter's hat a bunch of times and it's really frustrating. Oh, usually the perspective and getting all that working. But we'll see what we can do. No, this is going to be terrible. Oh, man. Maybe we can... Oh, this is so... Oof. I'm going to grab a bit of that blue here. That's another thing. We probably incorporate a bit of his shoulder here. Maybe bring it up higher. Probably bring him down lower then. Blue looks more like fortune telling than purple. Also made the hat old. I don't want to do purple everything though. Like he just wants to have purple accents. Get your shape from it, form it, refine it, detail. You got this. We're trying. This hat's gonna be tricky. Oh, that's what I'm trying to do is get the shape. It looks so goofy though. Oh, okay. I'm gonna look up Mage hat and try to get a reference because clearly I don't know what I'm doing. So Mage hat. Oh, look at this guy. That is absolutely like something I would put in this game. That's fantastic. Oh, I think we have to have a character like that. Oh, let's see. Oh, this is really cool. More of a witchy hat. Now what does it have? Let's see. That is a hat. It is a hat for sure. We might need to bring this hat lower down. Let's see. And also the I like the floppiness. Maybe I went overboard with it. Also, the trouble with off screen is I don't have any borders or anything. That's tricky. Maybe we need more of a down to it. A mushroom cap. We should do that for a mushroom NPC, but we're not gonna do it for this guy. Oh, this is hats, man. They are tricky. I keep thinking about this guy right here. He's such an interesting character. Oh, bring it down lower. That's looking better. His shoulders should be wider. I say this because he looks like he's be larger than the butcher, and the butcher's shoulders extend farther out. Yeah, agreed. He's also supposed to be a bit of a chubby guy. So like, give him a bigger build. Still looks very slender though. What if this might look weird? I'll bring this up a bit. And we have him with an open mouth. Maybe he's laughing. He looks more terrified than nothing. Okay, maybe that was a bad idea. Something I'll play with later. I do, because of you, I got inspired to make my own RPG 2 game. Thank you so much. Well, I'm glad to help you out. It looks slightly off-centered to the right. Yeah, agreed. Okay. Add. Did we use the? Looks like we did. I'm gonna use another shade of darker. Now let's see. Shaping this is going to be interesting. I don't know how to shape this kind of thing. I might just put this on back burner for a little bit and move on to the other guy. Well, I got 330k subs from the last time I checked this sub count. Yeah, that video did pretty good. That last one. Dereku, $20. Love the design so far, man. Also would love to see some darker, edgier looking enemies in your style if you would fit it. We have some pretty dark enemies, I think. Let's see what we got. Like this guy right here. The spirit's pretty dark. And thank you for the 20. I don't know if I thanked you for it. But yes, we do need some darker stuff too. And that is the plan. Like the sort of something I'm going with is sort of a very cutesy overall aesthetic, and then maybe some darker enemies. And then there's a mechanic in the game that's going to be darker as well. What if there was a dialogue option where the elder tells you that the hat is purely cosmetic and that he uses it just for the shade? I don't see that adding much to the thing. Seems more like a random fact than anything. Usually with writing and stuff, you want to keep random stuff out of it. You want to keep it like you either want to build the character with it or you want to tell a story or something like that. Howdy everyone. It seems like some people came in. Yeah. Oh, I don't know how I want to shade this hat and look at other ones. I might, let's see what, that's going to be tricky. But yeah, I do want to work on some darker enemies because we are going to need them, because that is sort of the way that the game is intended to go. It's sort of like happy with a darker undertone as well. And so some darker enemies would really fit into that. Make a boss that masks itself like a retired skillet that become a passive as an NPC. That is something that somebody suggested in the I think YouTube comments. Would be like a skelly that resisted the call of the necromancer. Something we could play with. I'm not going to spend too much time on this hack because it's not going to go well. So I'm going to leave this for now. Do that. Maybe look at some final touches we can make. This is not it. This is way far from it. That hat looks terrible and everything. But if we want to get the old hermit in, we should stop now. So I'm going to save that for now, and we'll come back to it, or I'll come back to it another time. That's just awful. Didn't realize an old man would be so difficult to draw with all that hair. What should I call him? I used to call him the hermit, but he's no longer a hermit. So I'm going to call him the elder. What color palette are you using? I'm using my own that I made up. Something I highly recommend, like using your own color palette sort of helps define your style. Like, oops, I just closed there. But like, sort of making my own style here because of my own colors. Okay, so let's see. Right, we're gonna do another one. Hopefully this one goes better than the last. 64 by 64. Alright, now this one is going to be this guy. And we're going to grab a squirrel as well. Let me find him right quick. The Grand Magi Mayor. Yeah, I wouldn't say a mayor, but sort of that's the sort of general idea. His mayor-like. He oversees the town. Like, I don't know. I feel like Elder doesn't really get that point across as well. Like, Elder seems just like a respected old person, but like he sort of manages the village mayor, but not really. Mayor is just a lack of a better word that I can't think of. So let's see. Let me just try to find the squirrel right quick so I can move him. He's here somewhere. There he is. I'm gonna. The Grand Elder. Grand is interesting, but it doesn't really describe him as well. But he is meant to be a powerful old man. Maybe call him the Father. That sounds like a mobster. Let's see. So yeah, this is what we're moving on to now. Oh, this is gonna be. We'll see how this goes. Now, the thing with the old man, may make some dwarves that attack the sync group of archers, swordsmen, and shields. The overseer, he's not supposed to be. No, he is a magician. Like he's a very powerful mage, in fact. Like, I don't know why you're asking that. So is Selena a druid? Selena is like a mage that can't magic properly. Like, she attempts magic but always fails at it. Let's see. Yeah, which I'm thinking of redoing her. Like, we originally did like her wearing a bunch of leaves because she was sort of a bit of a quirky character, but I don't know, it feels a bit too silly. I might change that. We'll see. We shall see. But moving on to the old man. Oh. So let's see. I want to try and keep that angry expression, which is going to be difficult because, like I said, I have a hard time getting expression across in these tiny little pixel portraits. The guy no one could find a name for. I mean, well, we don't have names for many of these characters yet. I need to, but typically when we start trying to name stuff on streams, it gets a bit spammy. And so I'm probably going to save it for a Discord thing where we just sit down and go over and try to name some characters on a stream or something. It doesn't even have to be a stream. We'll see. So yeah, I want to try and get that angry expression across. Why are you restricting the image? Would be interesting to see the father's hat pop up from the window. I mean, it could be. Initially, and I may expand upon it, but initially I did it because it's going to be in the... and I may... Let me just get up to here right quick. But I initially did it to sort of give me a restriction. Because like if the area is too big, I tend to draw it to fill it. And so I did it here, so like that's about the size I want the portraits to be. I want it to fit like right there. And I do intend to, because with the Mad Catter as well. Like his portrait, I want his tail to come out a little bit. The thing about that is, so it's just sort of a positioning thing that I haven't done it yet. Like I would have to resize and reposition everything. I'm probably going to make them bigger. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is making it like this, drawing it like right here I am now, and then expanding it to a bigger size, just to sort of restrict me at first, and then expand it to make the details bigger. Can we see a scrolled out image of the whole map just to see the size of it? It's still very much a work in progress, but like this is not the whole everything. This is just what I have for the demo wise. I'm only working on what I need for the demo, and then there's still the cave stuff too. The cave is separate, a separate layer, separate map. You can have his tail cover some of the dialogue box, which would be cool. Possibly yes. I would have to make sure that the image itself sits up under, like sits perfectly aligned with the box. So, but let's get on here. Okay, so with the man, now one thing I just now noticed him. He has a very round head. So he doesn't have much of a jaw up by the looks of it, which is interesting. I think I'm gonna just try to recreate this. It's gonna be an interesting one if I can do it the way it looks. So we need to do like I'm gonna start with the mouth first because the mouth seems very prominent to me. And I think I want to kick us off with that. I want to get an angry mouth. I think usually with an angry mouth, it's more like that. Like you tilt it downwards, maybe. What if he started waving his stick while chasing down angry squirrels nearby? No, he's probably going to chase squirrels, more than likely. It would be cool if the portraits were exaggerated. Maybe that's just my like that. I do want to exaggerate portraits. This is like these portraits are not going to be great starting out. Like I'm very new to portrait drawing, so like this is me learning. The all these portraits right here are like, and some of these are double. Keep in mind, are all the portraits. If we start, this is my first one. It was terrible. So like that was the very first one I drew. Then I drew this one. A little better. We're getting better. Like as you can see, I'm getting better as I do. Except for that one, that's just terrible. But yeah, we're getting a little better as we do it. And just ignore that one. Boop. So yeah, they will be exaggerated. Not for the demo. I don't have time to go all out on these portraits. I just need them to do a thing. But hopefully for the final game they will be a lot better. I just don't have a lot of experience with portraits, and I don't have the time to really focus that much on it. I think we're going to go with brown eyes. Now, getting his eyes is going to be interesting. I don't know how to do the angry mouth. Oh, it's going to be tricky. I need a reference or something. Teddy looks really good. Teddy, like, I'm amazed at how good he came out. That was early on. That was probably the only, let's see, one, two, that was the fourth portrait I ever drew in these pixel stuff. So I am very surprised at how good he came out. And so I keep using it as a reference to hopefully carry across some of the skills, but it is not working apparently. Let's see. Oh no. I want a reference for an angry face. Hell, because I want the mouth. I want to see how an angry mouth looks. So I have these here. I'd like something better. See if I have something better. I need to get more of these. These are really good for looking at. Not really seeing no one that would help me though. Okay. So what significance will this guy right here? He doesn't have any significance, to be honest. We made him just as a funny thing, and so like, and that's the only reason I'm even drawing the portraits of him. It's just he's just a funny character. I think he's a bit of a community favorite from what I've seen, so I think we have to have him. Maybe if we just do some eyebrows, might help out a bit. And I want him to have like these big bushy eyebrows. Okay, I think I've got an idea where we're going here. I think if we tilt him up, probably more aggressive. Ears, we don't need them. Get out of here, ears. Oh. The fun thing about this is I'm going to be able to play around a lot with it more. Like I don't have to. It's easier to exaggerate a character like this. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. No, that's not. It's not lips. This is mouth. I'll probably add in a. No lips or teeth, so they look super old. Yeah, I don't think we're going to give them teeth. uh, let's see. I'm going to try to get like an... Oh, it looks like a whole bunch of wrinkles and stuff. I'll probably give him a highlight so it looks like he's looking forward. That old guy just looks mad, like someone took his bagel, or like squirrels have been keeping him up all night. Now with the jaw, I think I want the jaw to come down more. Like if you can see here, I brought it down a bit, and I want to keep that if I can. Have you tried to put your characters in Art Breeder? No, I haven't. What is that? The AI thing that does funny things? No, I've never even used that. Marrero does it to get some weird things. So I think I'm good on that experience. This is perfect. He jokes that if you level too high, you look like him. Let's see. Yeah. Let's get a bunch of shadow going here. We're probably gonna put a coat on over that, and then get some hardcore wrinkles going on here. Let's see. And then like a oh. Okay, smooth that out a bit. I lost a bit of aggression there somewhere. I'm trying to figure out how we can get it back. Trying to make his eyebrows bushy. He looks kind of old. That's the point. He's an old man. You kind of stretch the faces vertically. Yeah, we should probably stretch them more. That's a good idea. Like just, I think I'm going to move that, really bring that jaw down. Let's see. I want to use this color here. It's sort of a shadow. I don't like how bright this is, so we might change this color later. Am I late? A little bit. I got about half an hour left in me. Alright, let's try it. Not that one. Try and get that cloak going. Oh, I love this character so much. Now what I'm thinking, something I was thinking of, is with this portrait, maybe occasionally we have like a little squirrel sort of pops up. I haven't done any animated abilities in the in this, but like for the portraits. But I'm thinking like maybe we have a squirrel pop up in his back or something. Make a big nose. I don't think he needs a big nose. If anything, I think he needs a sharp nose. I see this is going well. This one is, yes. This one's a little easier to do. And I'm enjoying it. The other man is just a tough one. Okay, and then we're gonna have let's see, maybe put too high. It's funny that we have all this room down here for him. We'll see. And then we want to get that going. The portraits should have a really rare chance of blinking. Maybe people think they're crazy. No, a lot of portraits blink. I don't think people would think they're crazy. It's a pretty common thing. I don't have time or interest to do such a thing for the demo, so the portraits are just going to be very basic for the demo. But yeah, we could do some blinking portraits at some point, some animation stuff. I do want to do some animated stuff eventually for, especially for Magnus, Magnus Soren, Eater of Worms. This guy. I want to do some animations for him. I think we had a joke at one time about him looking at the camera. Something like that. That head's a little weird. I think instead of doing that for right now, I'll worry about that later. I think we're just going to get rid of that. I want him shaking his fist though. He seems like a fist shaker. Oof, that actually looks very unfortunate. Oh, it's tricky. I don't think that shadow is doing as good as I had hoped it would be. Mouth's a bit bigger than I want it to be. That looks more confused. Maybe if we... Get rid of that. And then Ken swinging his swords to progress for money. We should absolutely have some kind of reference like that. Him getting mad at the player for cutting his grass and taking his money. Or maybe not the player, because I don't think I have anything incorporated like that, but we could make a reference like that. Something to consider. Let me just find my card. Old man gets mad at people cutting his tall grass and taking his loose change. I don't know exactly how we would incorporate something like that, but I want to make maybe a small passing reference to that. We'll see. It's not guaranteed to be a thing. I don't like making too many references like that. Still something we could probably figure out to do for fun. We lost a lot of that anger somewhere. Maybe I overdid the mouth. So everything we see in this video is going to be in the demo. No. I don't know what all will be in the demo. I'm putting in the demo what I can. Use it. What's on the strings, the stuff that we're considering for the game as a whole. Like everything that you see, not everything that you see in the demos and in the live streams will be in the demo at all. It's stuff that, we might put in eventually. Like, I don't know exactly what. A lot of the stuff is meant for the demo. Like usually whatever I'm streaming is stuff that I need. So so a lot of it is demo oriented, but not everything. Like he wasn't guaranteed to be in the demo. I think I'm going to have him in the demo for because he's a fan favorite. But like we made a capybara one time. That capybara is probably not going to be in the demo. The traveling merchant may not be in the demo. There's things that the cheese baron's probably not going to be in the demo. I just don't need them, and it would eat up time to work them in there. Shade his mouth it is just pink. Oh, I tried. I had a bit of a shade in there. It looked weird. I'm concerned more about that later. I think it's good enough for now. Is that a cat with a hat? It is a cat with a hat. That is the Mad Catter. Do we have a name for that? We don't have a name for them. We don't have a name for many of these people. We need to. I'm gonna probably start naming them soon. Probably gonna be a Discord thing. I usually don't name the characters when I make them because it gets really spammy. People shouting out names, and I'm very picky with names. And so, it just becomes shouting names for 5, 10, 15 minutes. And this may not be ready for the demo, but what about a full release? We're talking about the old man. The old man's probably going to be in the demo. To what extent, remains to be determined. But I want to have him in the demo, just because he's such an iconic thing, in my opinion. Trying to get this arm in here again. Now with these portraits, I usually touch them up a little bit later on. I'm not concerned with how great they look, just so long as they look decent enough, and I sort of get the idea for what the character I want. Usually with these portraits, they're meant as a way for me to just chat with y'all about the character design and stuff, and get to know the characters a little better. Feels like it's way too forward. So, like with that other one. That was a fail. Oh. Oh, tricky. I think we're going to add another hand here. I don't know where I want to put this. We had him. Now that's one of the reasons. I think we kind of have him a bit hunched here. Might need to raise this up more. could be a thing too. Maybe we take away from here. It'll start to look a little better. Give more shadow here. You use the stylus pen to draw pixel? I do, yes. And I highly recommend it. I would not be able to do what I do without it. I tried pixel art with a mouse a long time ago. Did not work out. It felt very tedious. Like I had to pick, I had to choose every pixel. And that's just too exhausting mentally. So I prefer to sort of take a more of a painterly process to it, where I draw a bit and maybe remove some and just go back and forth with it until I find the shape that I like. That's not too bad. I want to add, I don't have much texture here, but we might add a bit more texture. I'm not being forceful, but I'm making funny stuff out of this. Okay. Old man got no teeth. Squirrel stole his dentures. I think we used to joke about him. I have to go check the old live streams. We made a lot of jokes about this guy when we did all this. And I think that he kept complaining about them taking his glasses or something. There was a whole thing about that. That was pretty funny. He should have a cane that he could beat people with. He does have a cane in the, in there. It's just off there. Might have to bring this hand up. Now, he doesn't, I don't know about beating people with it. I don't want him to be an evil old man. He's just a cranky old man. I do think to get the cane. Now, it's very interesting how much space I have for this guy. Did I go with a 64 by 64? Like, compared to everybody else, like I think his portrait might be a little too tiny. We'll have to see. Might have to get a different color so that it sticks out more. Where's what you want? Oh, is it a... No. Might need to get a brighter color still. He is a small man now. He is very small, that is true. But he just seems excessively so. We'll have to see what it looks like compared to everybody else in his portraits. And we do some dialogue and stuff. Oh, also there's a bit of a fold here. Bit of a, like a bit of his cloak or whatever that goes under. Yeah, I like that. Apparently we don't have these colors. Let me change them up a bit. All right. Have you or will you use Unity? I used Unity for like a year before I used Godot, and I just didn't care for it. Wasn't too keen on it, to be honest. Do you plan to add enemy drops or just enemies that just drop coins? I'm probably gonna have enemy drops. I haven't given much thought into it. Actually a good question for the demo, because right now they don't drop anything, but they have the possibility to. I just haven't added any drops for them. I don't know. I don't know how exactly I want to do items, to be honest. I don't want to do like a tedious resource crafting game. like I don't have any intentions for there to be like much of a crafting system in the game, other than like maybe a Witcher style crafting system where like you can go up to vendors, buy stuff from them, and use that for crafting. And it goes into like a secondary inventory that you don't have to care about. And it's usually and it's for stuff like potion crafting and stuff like that. You know, I just love crafting. I don't like it's not for every game. I mean, I liked it in some games. Like especially when I was younger, I thought it was the coolest thing. I remember when Star Ocean, the second story, it had a crafting system. It was garbage, but I was like, oh, that's so cool. You can craft your stuff in it. But like, everybody does a crafting system nowadays, and I'm not really that interested in doing it too. And it's a lot of resource management that I'm not interested in. I have to give these guys. This is the first time I've had to draw hands. And as you can see, normally I just draw blobs, and I don't think that's going to work as well here. So I'm going to have to do some hand references. I was hoping I could get out of drawing, have to draw hands. But yeah, I don't intend for there to be any crafting. I just don't feel it's needed. I mean, not I wouldn't say any crafting. It's just, it's not going to be a big part. Like, I don't know. It feels like a lot of crafting systems nowadays are just a way to monetize a part of the game. What do you mean? Like a marketing thing, or like are they selling like microtransactions? Because that's a whole different story. I haven't heard of anybody doing anything with microtransactions in crafting though. But if you mean like a scope creep, yeah. Well, for demo wise, like for the full game, I'm not concerned about scope creep because a crafting system wouldn't take too much effort to make. They're not that difficult to make. It's just counting items and giving you a way to craft them. But like I said, I do plan on being like a what I'm thinking is more of like just like I plan for there to be a food mechanic into the game. Like eating food will give you bonuses and stuff. And I'm thinking there was going to be a cooking system. And so like you can cook up food to get better bonuses. And so that kind of crafting is what I'm thinking of. I'm not thinking of like go chop down some trees to make a bed and that kind of thing. It's an extra layer of grind that can be only cut out only for $2. Yeah, well, that's more of a microtransaction thing. But yeah, and it's also grind. I want to try to avoid grind because I despise grind in a game. Absolutely despise it. Like Breath of the Wild, something like Breath of the Wild. I have not played much of Breath of the Wild, so I don't know to what extent they do it. But yeah, I think they do a cooking thing as well. Like me, I have played enough to get off of the plateau, and even that took me like a week, because I just couldn't get into it that much, to be honest. I don't like that cheek, but I want to give the shadow there. But I'm thinking it's more like a potion system though, just like a potion system that's disguised as food. Something like Skyrim, except for I don't like how Skyrim does their crafting system. It relies a lot of wiki lookup. Like, you benefit heavily from looking up a wiki to get Skyrim's food crafting. And I kind of want to take like a similar approach where it's like a potion crafting system, but just disguise the food crafting thing. I think that would be cool. But without the need to have to look at a wiki kind of thing. I always read the smaller pixel versions, knows as being long and crooked. Now this one's funny looking. I don't know what I did here and what my idea was there. Kind of looks like a skull thing though. And that might have been the idea. Maybe to make him look more skull-like. Who's this guy for? This is the old hermit. Like, outline. We talked about he doesn't have any really great function other than the fact that he's hilarious. And so like, we joked about him a lot on a previous stream. he has this whole squirrel thing. And how much time do we have? We have like 15 minutes left. Oof, I might even work on the squirrel a bit. Because I think I'm done with that for now. That's alright, I don't like this neck. But I can figure that out. Maybe I just hide that entirely. Yeah, that kind of works. Oops. Yeah, let's go ahead and save it. So let's say hermit portrait. My cat's name is Taco. Taco's a nice name for a cat. You're planning something with an in-depth poaching system? That's nice. I always like to see good in-depth systems that are done really well. But yeah. Okay, so let's see. Maybe we do some squirrel stuff. I don't know. Actually, that might. Yeah, small pixel art. That would probably take me a while. I'll tell you what. I say we just go ahead and end it here. Call it good. End it on a good note. Well, maybe we'll touch his hair a bit more. But I think we are about to end it, though. Because that actually didn't turn out too bad. It's not exactly where I want it. It looks a little more squarish. I think I want to sharpen it up a bit. But the general idea is there, and I'm happy with it. And I think we're going to remove a bit here. I still want to sharpen that up as well. With this guy, like, it just seems like sharp things work really nice with him. Which might be my issue with the other guy. He's very round. Sharp's easier for me to do. The program I'm using for pixel art, I'm using Asprite. For development, I use Godot. Boop. Yeah. I think that's alright, though. Now, I want to make this more like a fist, but we'll get to that later. But, yeah. That's a spiffy looking guy there. He's not too bad. I'm pretty happy with him. Not too bad at all. Oh. So, yeah. I think I'm going to call it here. I'm going to hop off for a bit. Maybe chat with the Discord. And hopefully start writing a script. Because I have work done. I just need to talk about it and find out what I want to talk about exactly. I'm going to add a bit here. Oh, that made him look a little different. Maybe. We'll keep it and think about it. Chuck made a thing. I can't wait to see it. Actually, let's go ahead and see it. Let's go ahead and show it off here. It's the old wizard that Chuck made. Nice. Very nice, Chuck. Okay. Are you going to start making demo? No. In fact, I'm going to hop off here and start writing the script for the next one. I just haven't done it because I'm working on the demo right now. Demo's been high priority because I'd rather have a demo I'd rather not miss the deadline than put out devlogs. But I'm going to try to put up one now. Well, not now, but hopefully by this weekend. I'm going to shoot for it. What is today? Tuesday? Hopefully by this weekend. Or no, hopefully this weekend. We'll see what I can do. So yeah, y'all take it easy. Appreciate you stopping by. Really excited for the day. Me too, man. Yeah, like it's been a lot of fun to make. Y'all take it easy.